Have you ever been around certain individuals and it feels like every time you're around those people is like you just can't reach the level that you're trying to reach? It's like, let's say you're around family, let's say you're around individuals, and it could be anyone. And you're around these people and things look good on the surface. Things seem okay on the surface. It's, let's say you got peaceful relationships, let's say it's no drama, um but still, whenever you're around these people, it just seems like you struggle and you can't be the best you can be. Say you're working on something and it's like you're not reaching the level of success that you truly desire to reach. Or say if you're falling back into bad habits or doing things that you know you told yourself like you're not supposed to be doing. Whenever you find yourself in those patterns of behavior, you gotta look and analyze, like, who are you around, because oftentimes a lot of people you know are around family who, let's say you're around family and your family, let's say everything's good on the surface, everything's peaceful, you get along, right? It's still the point where you could still fall behind. And or let's say you got friends who are doing shit that you're trying to like let go of, still in the bad habits or addictions. Even if you're not partaking in those habits or addictions, you could still it could still affect you. It could hold you back. And the simplest way I could put it is it's really just evil eye. Even if people on the surface seem to want to like be for you or get along with you, if you notice that you're still not doing your best when you're around them, then it's evil eye. It's like perhaps the people around you are probably projecting negativity on you, and they don't have to show it, but even just them thinking it and feeling some type of way about you, that can affect you. And it can only affect you, I feel, if you have a connection with said individuals. Because, for instance, think of a celebrity. Plenty of people are watching them, but I feel that it won't even affect it may not affect them as much, because I feel that the person has to have a connection, with the individual. You got to have a certain type of connection, an emotional type of connection with said individuals. That's why with family, it could be like, I think that's the worst type of evil eye. Because even if you're trying to do better, like, let's say you're grinding, you're focused on you trying to improve yourself, you know, having that emotional connection, and them, if they project evil eye onto you, that could slow you down. And family could be the hardest to get away from, for some people. And it also happens with friends, coworkers, and even relationships, because if you're around certain people and if they're monitoring you and silently judging you, like, if they know what you're up to, that could slow you down. They don't even have to say anything, they don't have to show it. you know and you'll start feeling like like not even your true self. you'll start feeling like an imposter. That's the best way I could put it. And I could explain this a lot better, but right now, I'm a little I got a little bit of brain fog, but it feels like imposter syndrome. If you're around family and you're trying to do one thing, you're trying to achieve something or to be a certain way, but if the people around you still see you the same as you used to be, even though that's not who you are, you can still fall back into those habits. And it's like, I feel like it's kind of like deja vu. So, the best thing you can do is to just get away from certain energies and people, to get away from monitoring spirits. Don't put yourself in situations where you allow people to monitor you or something. Like, don't do that. It's best to have, the maximum amount of privacy in your life, no matter what you're doing. And people notice that when they move out their parents, or when they get away from, like certain jobs, or leave their hometown, when they move into their own place, people realize that their life gets like 1,000 times better. Like, their life gets so much fucking better because they got away from all that old energy. You could be walking down the street and it's like people could look at you and be like, "Oh, that's little Jimmy from I remember him when he was a fucking kid." And it's like they still see you that way, and that's evil eye. That's evil eye. You could be a whole nother person, and if you're around certain individuals' energy and they still see you a certain way, you got to get out those environments. To truly transform, you gotta come out the cocoon. I would say, like, you don't turn into a butterfly into the fucking in the cocoon. You gotta get out of it. Like, you gotta fucking break that thing open, get the fuck out that thing. So you don't suffocate or whatever. Cause I'm tell you, like, and I know, like, whoever could be watching, even if this video don't get no views, it's like, you gotta know that even if people look like they're for you on the surface, you gotta be like discerning and understand that, how do you feel, how are you doing around certain people and places? If you feel like you're not getting better, you gotta remove yourself from certain environments. You gotta put yourself in better situations. You gotta put yourself first and be independent. That's the greatest thing, the greatest lesson I've learned so far. But for whoever's watching, even if you are a monitoring spirit, show support. Why not leave a like and a comment, and hell, even a subscribe if you want to. Why not? Peace.